We may have to go around.
7 X-rays turning final 8.
Are you okay?
Yeah, just some, we're catching his wake turbulence.
Big Bear traffic, right below the gas.
Alright, we're going around.
45 infield, downwind for runway 8.
Alright, yellow runway, we're going around.
What is happening?
Big Bear traffic, Skywag 187.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? So I'm trying this new format of actually having a narration over the existing video for the entire flight. And not sure how you guys are going to like it, but I'm just going to put in some comments and narration along the way, and I guess go over some points of the video that were interesting. So yeah, let's get things started. Oh, and by the way, this is a trip we took on the 30th of January up to Big Bear, and the airport ICAO identifier is Lima 35. So it's about 40-minute flight from Jongwon Airport. Right. So it's to the northeast.
Belts, you guys, seatbelts are on? Yeah.
So the part that was blurred out, actually, oh, here you see, I had actually started the engine, but because I idled the throttle a little bit too much, the engine actually quit on me. So I had to kind of do a hot start. And I know it's a point of contention for a lot of people, but I have a specific hot start procedure that actually worked really well. So anytime that the engine has, I guess, been ran within the last within the last like 3 hours, I would basically pull the mixture to idle and throttle full forward, so wide open, and then just crank. As soon as the engine starts to turn over, I would push the throttle, I would push the mixture full forward and then bring the throttle back to like idle.
Cleaning out the mixture. That right there is good.
I can only hear you from this side.
Make sure everything's plugged in, right? Are you okay? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I hear you only from last side. Oh, there.
That better?
Yeah.
Alright, so this is the
What
volume.
is this control and what is this control?
So this is the audio panel, and this is specifically for your headset.
Draft Office 105, 17, push with Alpha.
Just like I have one for my headset. So this is part of the headset. Alright, nav, rotating beacon on, our pitot heat, let's see where amp is charging. Yeah, let's turn on our pitot heat today. Landing lights, let's put on taxi. Alright, after starting oil pressure, we are in the green, warm up 1000 to 1200, engine instruments check. Ample pressure, RPM's moving, oil temperature is coming up.
And just in case you don't know what type of plane I fly, I have a 1974 Beechcraft Sierra. It's a 200 horsepower inline naturally combustion engine. It's a Lycoming IO 360.
We are currently on ground. We have squawk already set, right?
I had purchased this plane about 3 years ago, and I've been working on it, making some minor changes to avionics and making sure that's a reliable platform for us to take little weekend trips and whatnot, and have fun in general. And also, I actually had bought the plane specifically just so I can get my private pilot certificate, which I did about 2 years ago.
On. Good.
As you see on the passenger side is my wife Susan.
Okay. Already got clearance, taxi, parking brakes release, parking. Alright, so let's go. Brakes. Brakes is good. You can check brakes on your side, but hold on. I want you to straighten out. Alright. Toes? Toes down? Both toes?
Yeah, whenever I have a passenger in the aircraft, I always have them check the rudder controls as well.
All the way. Alright, good, thank you.
And one of the big reasons is because about last year, I actually had a master cylinder leak on the, was it my left brake? Left toe brake?
Alright, via Bravo.
And I've always thought it's like, hey, if it actually had failed on my left side, if I had a passenger, it would be always great if I knew that it worked on their side. So I kind of worked it into my startup procedure.
Why would they clean your plane?
I guess
Because we're paying for
not
this.
pre-flight.
Oh.
Yeah, pre-flight procedure to make sure
I know, but I'm
the
just saying. it's part
toe
of their
brakes and the
schedule.
rudder control
think
works on
the
the
second-
right side.
I thought you did.
So here we are taxiing onto the Bravo taxiway into the tower run-up area at Runway.
Okay.
Alright, ESP is on.
John Wayne's Airport identifier is KSNA,
Clear skies today. Few
and
clouds.
it's a fantastic airport. I used to be located out of Cable Airport in Upland, California, but because it was so far away from where I lived, that we decided to move the aircraft down to John Wayne, even though it's not in a hangar. I was in a hangar up in Upland before.
Right there, man.
But it's just a lot more convenient. I used to have to drive up about like 50 minutes to get to the airport and then have to pre-flight the airplane for another 30 to 45 minutes, and the family just wasn't very happy about that every time we had to go fly somewhere. So
Even.
this kind of works out for everyone.
Our turn coordinator is working as expected. We're in the run-up area. Let's go ahead and do our run-up checklist. Alright, so run-up. We're just gonna basically pretend the plane is about to take off. And we are brakes hold. Fuel is on the fullest tank, and we are on the left tank. Let's
As
go
you
ahead
see here, I have a
and
smartwatch. I
set
have a
our timer
Galaxy
for 30 minutes.
S3 watch, and I always set the
2000
timer to 30 minutes. And what it does when the alarm actually goes off at 30 minutes, it vibrates, which is a really good reminder and a good tactile
Alright, so let's check our
alert for me
mags.
to switch my tanks.
Our right mag, we have a drop of 20. 30. Right, left mag, we have a drop of
get a clearance, then so just taxi alpha to the digital run-up and call clearance.
50, 60.
I've got clearance. Squawk in 0254, 2794.
our props.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And the full RPM comes down, and oil pressure comes down as well.
Alpha Hotel Charlie Kilo 20 left.
Bring back to RPM to 1500. We're going to check the magnetos, or the ammeter is charging. Our suction is good. Alright, fast idle. For takeoff briefing. So we're on the runway. We're going to apply heavy brakes, flaps down, and aerodynamic pressure by bringing back the elevator. 1,000 feet or in below, we're going to land somewhere on the 73 or any clearing that we see in front of us. 1,000 above, we'll declare an emergency and we'll turn around and come back and land on opposite runway. Controls in free and correct. Let's double check that. Watch your knees, man. Alright, is your door closed? Okay. Altitude, altimeter, altitude is good. Our altimeter heading is good. Attitude indicator is good. Transponder set. Lap trims and takeoff clearance. We already got that. Alright, we're good to go. Charlie ground maintenance 99 Bravo Juliet. Done at the tower.
Sierra 9 Bravo Juliet, this is the inbound one, inbound emergency. You want to keep the taxiway clear for review?
So as we heard from the ATC, there's an inbound emergency aircraft, and as I found out later, it was a Twin Cessna. And when I came home, I had looked up on live ATC and found out that the aircraft had declared emergency because one of the, I think he had mentioned the left landing gear light did not turn on, and he later mentioned that it was just a burnt bulb, and they were able to identify that and land without any incidents. So that's definitely a good thing.
720 kilo maybe. Now our plane.
Kayak 446 Charlie Sierra at
It's the bulb.
Kayak 446 Charlie Sierra.
20 Kilo Run. And where do you park? ACI North.
Left side of the windshield right now, you're going to see that Twin Cessna.
This is 20 Kilo, turn left at Echo, and then cut the ground 120.
So ground 20.8 will terminate the emergency at this time. 8720 Kilo.
That was them.
And he terminated his emergency.
Was that our customer who just landed?
That's affirmative, Crash 1.
Copy. Is Crash 1 plus Crash 2 clear to proceed from the station to the incident?
Crash 1 and company, they have landed, they are rolling out, they're going to ACI North. How do you want to get to ACI North?
Copy, we'll take perimeter road.
Southwest 105, John Wayne Tower. On departure, climb via the Citic and maintain 3000 at Lima. Cross from
So you can see the fire truck, the crash truck on the right side.
left at Lima, hold to the right.
There's actually two of them.
Okay, so that could maintain 3000.
The perimeter road to ACI North, but the aircraft has requested to terminate the emergency request.
Crash 1 copy. Correction, Crash 1 company copy. We're going to terminate the response.
Crash 1 company copy.
And the fire rescue response at John Wayne Airport is just like top-notch, super nice people. In fact, last year on Father's Day, we had to utilize the services at John Wayne because we had an incident on field. Unfortunately, everything turned out well, but upon getting cleared to take off on 20 right, as I advanced the throttle, I heard a click and a pop, and my plane just did not move. The engine didn't spool up, nothing. And as I later found out, it was the mount for the cable, the throttle cable. It had come detached. So when I was pushing the throttle forward, the entire cable assembly was moving back and forth, and it wasn't pushing the servo on the throttle body. And very fortunate, or I'm super happy the way it turned out, because God knows what would have happened had we actually got off the ground and on the way to Catalina, maybe had it broken during approach or something like that. It would have been either going into the side of the cliff at Catalina, or we would have ended up in the water or on the beach somewhere. So, but good thing that didn't happen. So what had happened was ATC had cleared me to take off on 20 right, and I wasn't able to move. And I told them, hey, I think my throttle cable broke. I think I need a tow. Maybe I think I have a recording from that day, maybe from live ATC or something. I'll maybe make another video out of that. But essentially, ATC called fire and rescue crew, and the 2 trucks came out. The 2 crash trucks came out. There was 2 pickup trucks and a tow truck, and just the entire staff came out to greet us. It was quite a sight. I had some cell phone video clips of the entire event, and the boys and my wife got a ride in the crash truck, which was amazing, and they had like tons of fun. So all in all, everything turned out well, and it was quite a memorable day for sure. So now we're just here waiting for clearance from the tower to take off on 20 right. So at this point in time, I'm actually expecting to cross 20 right and to hold short 20 left, because my clearance is to turn left 080. And typically they have you go onto the left side so they can clear the right side runway for the big jets.
At or below 3,000. 124.1 is departure frequency.
Just getting everything set up.
4746. Okay. That is on. You guys can hear me okay, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oscar 524, contact ground 120, point hit.
Okay, Oscar 524.
Cessna 6137, Quebec, join tower, hold short of runway 20 left at Lima.
Holding short 20 left at Lima 37 Quebec.
Tower, Legacy 2 Delta Kilo, turning final. 0 right.
Legacy 42 Delta Kilo, John Wayne Tower, runway 20 right, continue.
2 Delta Kilo, continue.
Legacy 2 Delta Kilo, square you base the final, there's numerous aircraft in the pattern to the parallel runway.
Squaring to base, 2 Delta Kilo.
So 37 Quebec, no delay at Lima, cross runway 20 left, post runway 20 right.
Crossing 20 left at Lima, hold short 20 right.
I think tower is going to clear me soon.
Sundowner 929 Bravo Juliet, John Wayne Tower, fly runway heading, I'll call you left turn, runway 20 right at Kilo, clear for takeoff.
Alright, runway heading 20 right, clear for takeoff, 902.
Notice the tower called me a sundowner instead of Sierra.
Runway 20 right.
It's very common to hear that, whether it's a sundowner or a musketeer or a bonanza. I get all sorts of models get called at me. That's incorrect, but I don't mind. I understand them.
Yep.
So here's a pro tip for you guys. If you're ever taking off on 20 right from the Bravo taxiway and you're at Kilo intersection, and I'm sure Lima intersection as well, as you're approaching and getting onto runway 20 right, go slow and go at an angle, because even if you're crossing 20 right to 20 left, take 20 right, the 20 right like entrance at an angle and go slow, because there is a dip. If you go at it too fast, your nose might come down too far to the point where you might have a prop strike and have a very bad day. So yeah, keep that in mind there.
Here's up. Brakes. Flight check.
From Denver 5 Bravo, correction, Denver Bravo, Julia radar contact, maintain VFR out below 2,000, correction, out below 3,000, stay altitude.
Leaving 600 and at or below 3,000, I broke you.
From Denver Bravo, Julia, traffic ahead and to your left on downwind is just south of UCI 900, Cessna, report traffic inside.
Alright, traffic inside, I broke you.
Denver Bravo, Julia, left turn heading 080 is approved behind that traffic.
Alright, left 080, I broke you.
Starwing Tower, Falcon 754, Juliet Lima on the visual 20 right.
President 2104, runway 20 right, clear to land.
Good. 2104, right? Yeah, right, 2104.
Legacy 2 Delta Kilo, hold short of runway 20 left, remain this frequency.
Hold short of 20 left, stay with you. Big, 2 Delta Kilo.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
There's like water coming down onto my shoe.
Lima, John Wayne Tower, runway 20 right, clear to land.
20 right, clear land, 754 Juliet Lima. How bad is that?
No, it's just water.
I know.
So the day before the flight, there was a big storm, at least big for Southern California, and lots of water came in, and my plenum isn't actually, I don't know, it needs to be repaired. There's some leaks, so some of the water got through the cowling, and as you heard, I had mentioned that there's water dripping down to my shoe and into my sock, and it's cold, so definitely not very comfortable.
Number 929 Bravo Juliet, SoCal departure on navigation altitude, your discretion, climbing to 95.
Yes, sir.
I had requested 9,500 VFR to Big Bear. So, from a field elevation about 56 feet at John Wayne, we're gonna climb up to 9,500. As you can see ahead, there's some scattered clouds right over those hills over there. And I think I'm gonna make a comment.
2,500 RPM.
November 738 Alpha Zulu, turn 30 degrees right for traffic.
I'm gonna make a comment about like either flying around it or over it in a few minutes.
And up for 9.2 gallons per minute, about 9 gallons.
Okay, guys, listen, 853 Tango, 4,500 for Santa Ana.
853 Tango, SoCal approach, verify information Alpha, direct signal peak, altitude, your discretion.
Short signal peak, we'll pick up Alpha 300 Tango.
November 9 Mike Charlie, climbing to maintain 6,000.
Up to 6,000, 339, Mike Charlie.
Flaps up, gears up, battery all on, pitot is on, navigation is on. Let's turn on our landing lights and our strobe, just so everyone can see us. Engine is purring at 275 CHT on the 3rd cylinder. Usually our hottest cylinder, and we need to check that out. See if we can make it a little cooler and be consistent for all 4 cylinders. As long as we keep it under
November 8 Alpha Zulu, turn another 10 degrees right.
390, we'll be okay.
It's kind of funny at this point. I looked over at my wife and she's kind of chuckling at me because I think she thinks it's funny when I'm like talking to myself about airplane stuff in plane, and she's like, I don't care.
Are you getting cool? Warm air. Love it. So because we're expecting freezing level at about 7,000 feet and above,
Departure good.
when we're at that altitude, we need to stay away from clouds because clouds are visible with moisture, and when it's freezing, you're flying through it, your wing is going to catch and build up ice.
Climbing 7,500, 670.
So I got 300 Tango, we have Alpha for 10
Roger. So we'll see if we can fly above these clouds. If not, we're just going to turn to the left and go around it. Engines at 3.
8 Alpha Zulu, turn 10 degrees left.
10 to the left, 8 Alpha Zulu.
8 Alpha Zulu, traffic 8 o'clock, about 2 miles, overtaking northwestbound Cirrus at 6,000. So we'll be passing off your left here in a second. Let me know if you see it.
8 Alpha Zulu, Lulu.
192, 193, we're creeping up. We're going to bring back our mixture a little bit. Get a little less
Cirrus 9
performance.
Mike Charlie, traffic 2 o'clock, about 2 miles northwestbound, Skyhawk 6,000. Do you have insight?
No, we do have insight.
Holding steady at 392.
9 Mike Charlie, roger. That traffic will be turning left, going Victor 23 behind you. Maintain visual separation from that traffic, and read back that you'll maintain visual separation from the Skyhawk.
We'll maintain the visual separation from the Skyhawk.
We're going up to 9,500 feet.
9 Mike Charlie.
November 8 Alpha Zulu, the Cirrus at 9 o'clock and 2 miles at 6,000 has you in sight, maintaining visual separation. You can turn left heading 290.
Alright, looks like we're going to clear these clouds, so I'm going to take a bearing that is going to take us direct to Big Bear. Heading should be about 43 degrees magnetic.
Central 85300 Tango, we see the traffic below us. We're going to descend about 1,000 feet along the coastline, then we'll pop up the signal.
Roger. November 8 Alpha Zulu, present heading, join Victor 23, resume navigation.
Present heading to join Victor 23, 8 Alpha.
Alright, let's align our compass. Compass says 50.
Ever since I got that engine monitoring system, I found myself to be flying, like physically controlling the airplane as much as I do manage the engine performance, trying to keep it within or out of the red box. As I think Mike Savvy, or not Mike what's his name, from Savvy Aviation. He has some great series of videos on how to lean engines and whatnot, so you should definitely check it out on YouTube.
6,500.
3484, 8,000 descended via the DIP-4.
Southwest 3484, SoCal approach, reduce speed to 190. Information Alpha is current.
We have Alpha, slow to 190, Southwest 3484.
Almost every flight I've ever taken, I've learned something interesting new, either about myself, my airplane, or just aviation in general. This flight was no exception. Initially, after listening to the weather, I was thinking, well, maybe I can just make a straight in for runway 8 because the wind was favoring runway 8. And as I got closer and looking at the iPad and all the ADS-B traffic, there was literally probably like 5 or 6 planes in front of me in sequence to land. And at one point, it looked so, I don't know, chaotic that I had no idea what everyone's doing. But I kind of stuck to a plan. I hugged the ridge. I entered on the 45 for a right downwind on runway 8 and try to space myself as best as I could, and it ended up working well, even though I had to do a go around.
November 446 Charlie Sierra, turn right heading 080, vector traffic.
Right, 080,
Southwest 3484, contact approach 121.3.
121.3 for Southwest 3484.
Something about altitude that knocks them out.
Cody.
November 738
You didn't grab
Alpha
your
Zulu,
Vsauce,
contact approach on
BD?
2535.
2535,
No.
Why not?
Where is it?
Huh?
Where is it?
I can't hear you.
November 9 Bravo Juliet,
Where
Juliet,
is it?
traffic no factor, and resume navigation.
Alright, on that, 9 Bravo.
It's funny in the back seat.
Say something?
Like as soon as we pass about like 3,000 feet or so, the kids are usually out.
Turn your little knob. Say something.
Hi. Hi.
Susan's having some audio issues with her headset.
Is there a reason why I can't hear him?
You can?
I can't hear anybody.
Really? Can you hear me?
Mommy.
So it's just me going through the process of eliminations. Like, is it the plugs?
Hello?
And I used a product called Fly Mic
November 20496.
that plugs into some Bose QC35
Can you hear me now?
tubes.
Oh, yeah.
20496, we're about 10 miles to the southeast of
Will you
Dana
give
Point.
me another one of those?
What I did is I unplugged the jack from the audio panel, I unplugged it from her headset, and also I turned on the on-off switch on her headset, and that seems to be working out.
0341 and we're at 4,800.
That's what fixed it.
Uh-oh.
Approach 2540, Papa level 2000.
For 2540 Papa,
Hey, man, can you tune to 135.92 on the COM 2?
Check VOR Alpha.
We're gonna check the weather. I think we're 132.92. Or 135.92.
November 5 Uniform Sierra, traffic 12 o'clock, 1 mile maneuvering, Skyhawk 1500.
Switch it.
Yeah.
November
And
9
then you see this
Bravo
button?
Juliet, contact approach on 2550.
125.5, 50, bro.
November 20496, radar contact over San Antonio.
SoCal 3753 498,500 Juliet at El Monte will be descending.
We talked to the approach first.
SoCal Cherokee 8544 Whiskey 6500 VFR Juliet for El Monte.
44 Whiskey Rider. Station 76 Echo Taft, no factor, contact Riverside Tower.
SoCal approach beach 929 Bravo Juliet 7,500, climbing 9,500.
99 Bravo Juliet, SoCal approach, Ontario, altimeter 3020.
20, not broken.
At departure, 3125 heavies checking in on a
Alright, now we're gonna approach COM 2, which is going to, we're gonna be able to hear this.
25 heavy, SoCal approach, time maintain 5,000, radar contact.
If you want to go to 5,000, check.
Zero, clear below 12,000, temperature 3 Celsius, dew point minus 12, altimeter 3016.
3016.
Big Bear City Airport. Automated weather observation 1945. Zulu weather. Wind 060 at 5. Visibility 10. Clear below.
Alright.
Out.
So we have the weather at Big Bear. Seems like we're gonna land straight in towards runway 8, which will make it easier for us.
We have a TA.
So I thought.
125 heavy. We're doing a slight descent.
Engine's looking good. We're above 6,000, so let's go
25. Roger, time maintain 5
percent
now.
power
At
2600 RPM.
And depart Paradise heading 110.
We'll depart Paradise, heading 110. And going to 4,000, next 31, 2550.
Next 31, 25, time maintain 5 now.
Camera's still charging, our iPad's charging.
38 Alpha, heading March approach 133.5.
We have 2 minutes left on this tank.
And what I meant by 2 minutes left on the tank was that we're at 28 minutes in on the, I think it was the right tank. No, it was the left tank, and in 2 minutes I'm going to switch to the right tank.
That's Lake Matthews, but
59 Tango, turn left lane 350.
Left turn 350.
Yeah, a lot of flight training takes place over the area of Lake Matthews, so generally you want to be on the lookout for some traffic out there.
1,000 more to go.
It's right near March Air Reserve Base, so you get to see a lot of huge like C-130s and I don't know, various military planes. It's kind of neat.
Are we almost there?
Nobody. Oh, yes. About another 20 minutes.
Keep 9 Bravo Juliet, coming approach 127.0.
27.0, 9 Bravo Juliet.
59 Tango, turn off from Linden, turn left lane 280, maintain VFR back.
That's
371 Charlie Delta.
371 Charlie Delta, contact Joshua approach 124.55.
2455, good day, sir.
60 Yankee, got Big Bear Lake in sight.
016,000 for 14,000. 425 Delta, good visual.
60 Yankee, got the lake in sight. 245 Charlie Romeo, SoCal altimeter 3020. Thanks for Delta, and you said you want the visual 27?
Charlie, A firm.
5 Charlie Romeo, expect that, descend to maintain 11,000.
Charlie, copy through 15.3 for 1,000.
8662 Yankee, SoCal.
SoCal 430 to Tango with you at 4,500. Light to taxi, ILS approach at 5:30 knots, and we have Alpha.
She never wants to fly.
Good field tank.
Number 414 Hotel Kilo, contact approach 134.0.
Resetting my watch here for another 30 minutes.
9,000 feet, 500 to go.
So getting some pretty good climb performance on this day because the air is cold. So there's more oxygen going into the engine intake, so engine's able to produce a little more power at altitude. Just looking at the VSI, I think I'm pulling about, I don't know, 400 feet per minute. Not too bad.
9,200 for 9,500. 62 Yankee, landing Big Bear, you there? 62 Yankee in the blind, radar service terminated, Fox VFR, appreciate approved. Number 9 Bravo Juliet, SoCal altimeter 3020. When you get closer, let me know, get the Big Bear Lake instead.
Right, 9 Bravo Juliet, and we have the weather, I think there.
Thank you. For 5 Charlie Romeo, descend to maintain 10.
And just to let you guys know, before I actually took off, I called Big Bear just to make sure that the runway is clear in terms of, you know, snow, and make sure the condition's okay.
SoCal approach, we have 5056 kilo level 7,500.
5056 kilo SoCal, Ontario altimeter 3020.
3020.
I think I blew through my altitude by about 100 feet, so I'm just leveling off right now.
Southwest 4293, thanks for golf, altimeter 3020, expect the visual approach 26 right, and then maintain 11,000.
Alright, we'll descend to 11,000 and 26 right, Southwest 4293.
Charlie Golf Papa Whiskey Kilo, Joshua approach 124.55. There's Charlie Golf Papa Whiskey Kilo, contact Joshua 124.55. November 245 Charlie Romeo, descend and maintain 8,000.
5 Romeo now at 10,000 for 8,000.
Charlie Golf Papa Whiskey Kilo, you there? 2222 Tango, Pax approach approved, no separation services provided, maintain via upon.
Taxi F4 approved and maintain via upon to Tango.
And then distance on the go, 22 Tango. Tango, stay in tension on the go.
And 4 stop for 22 Tango.
Thank you.
SoCal for Champ at 1898, 7,000, standing restricted at 6,500.
Southwest 4293, reduce speed to 210.
So to 210, Southwest 4293.
I think in a few minutes, Southwest 4293 is going to give us a pretty close flyby, give us a really great view. I hope the GoPro picks them up.
Clear, give me your best forward speed for the straight in. You want the left or right?
The left, best speed, airport 1890, restricted at 6,500.
I think I make a comment to Susan soon, saying that it was the closest that any big jet has ever flown across the front of my windshield.
Force Air Papa, loud and clear, altimeter 3020.
3020. SoCal Conquest 245 Toronto has Riverside Airport back.
Big Bear City Airport. Automated weather observation. 1 Niner 5
Romeo,
0 5 0 at 5. Visibility 10. Clear below 12,000. Temperature 3 Celsius. Dew point minus 1 altimeter 3016.
So the temperature's 3 Celsius.
Ontario, I'm going to take you over the top and I'm sure you copy. And we're looking this way.
So they're talking about me.
4293, understand you're at 210. We're still on low side. Okay, thank you. Altimeter 3020, got a little bit of traffic out there for you, and I'll bring you in. Expect descending for about another 10 miles. You do have traffic, 12 o'clock, 6 miles, 9,500, stop your descent at 10,000.
Look number 10 at 10,000, now we're 210 now, Southwest 4293.
4293, right there for that traffic, give me right 10 degrees.
Right 10 degrees, Southwest 4293.
East 12 o'clock there, 5 miles, 9,600 MED.
So I think it's going to come from my left here. ATC had restricted them to 10,000, which is 500 feet above me.
I'm showing you right 180. Charlie Romeo, just going to maintain 6,000. And right 5 Charlie View out of 746. Traffic alert, Southwest 4293, 2 o'clock, 2 miles, 9,600 indicated type unknown.
Inside and we're climbing for the RX, Southwest 1493.
Roger.
So apparently there's another aircraft at 9600 type unknown.
15 Whiskey, altimeter 3020. Southwest 4293, when able, maintain 10,000, additional traffic for you, 1 o'clock, 5 miles, 9,500 feet, 24 northeast south.
Alright, we're looking for that, going back to 10,000 Southwest 1493.
So he's talking about me there.
Probably. Probably Juliet traffic, 11 o'clock, 3 miles, Boeing 737, 10,000. 425 Charlie Romeo, clear visual approach 27 Riverside. 45 Charlie, clear for visual 27 Riverside. Southwest 4293, give me a right turn, heading 230.
I hope the camera picks him up. Oh, there he is.
And flight 1898, straight in 26 left, power 20.6.
What did you think today?
So it looks small on the GoPro, but I promise you, it looked a lot bigger out of my windscreen in person.
I think that's the closest any big jet airliner has come to me.
Clear direct to the airport, maintain 6,000.
That's really cool.
And then do you have the filter?
We do, Southwest 1493.
Hopefully we won't catch his wake.
You are clear visual approach 26 right.
Visual 26 right, Southwest 1493.
Sorry about that. You guys are everywhere today.
Hopefully let's descend a little bit, just in case. Give us a little bit of buffer.
16, front position V, the arrival cleared ILS.
What's that R in the mountain?
What's that?
What is that R in the mountain?
Wait, say again?
What is that R in the mountain?
R? Riverside, probably? I think Kaden asked the exact same question. Where do you see that? Oh, yeah.
5 Charlie Romeo, contact tower. 5 Charlie Tower. What else was that?
Turn 1015 Whiskey, descend to 5,500.
Approved.
There are a lot of planes going to Big Bear. 1, 2, 3, 4.
98 Whiskey, what altitude parameter?
7,500, Mary Whiskey.
Everybody has the same idea today.
But yeah, this is why I looked down at the ADS-B.
122.
I saw that there was a bunch of aircrafts ahead of me that were all going to Big Bear.
Final, really.
It's okay. So last call was that? 929 Bravo 2. 929 Bravo Juliet, Roger. Radar service terminated. Squawk VFR, appreciate approval. We'll see you. Alright, yeah, 912.
Squawking VFR 1200 now.
1716, your follow Southwest 737, 12 o'clock and 6.5 miles, same runway.
Alright, look at American 17.
Alright, let's switch frequency.
Bear traffic, one Twin Cessna, 12 miles south or southwest of the lake, the runway, coming up and approaching the lake at 9,500.
Bear traffic, moving 1 Delta X-ray, overhead the field, 8,500, entering a right now wind, runway 8, Big Bear.
This is the Yankee clear Delta.
Bear traffic, 95 Whiskey is we're going to enter the right now one for
Bay Bear traffic scanning 17 Romeo at the top of snow summit 9,400 maneuvering Big Bear.
So because I used to train at a
keep an eye
a
out.
non-towered airport, at Cable Airport, I'm really used to flying in environments where essentially it's pilot controlled, everyone's talking to each other, making position reports and looking out for each other. Especially now we have ADS-B, it makes it so much easier to like separate from other traffic and try to stay safe. So up ahead about 1 o'clock you see the Big Bear Lake. On the very west side of the lake there's I guess a visual checkpoint you can say, although I'm not sure if it's marked on the TAC or the sectional, but there's a dam on the very west side. It's very beautiful with all the snow. You don't get that sight very often in Southern California.
Oh, look, there's a ski resort over there, or a ski slope.
Big Bear traffic scanning 17 Romeo 2.5 south, 9,000 inbound for right now when entry, runway 8, Big Bear.
Big Bear traffic moving final runway 8.
Big Bear traffic, 95 Whiskey is downwind for...
And 95 Whiskey, you approaching the numbers 26 there?
For...
And I'll be number 2 to follow you.
Roger.
Big Bear traffic.
929 Bravo Julie approaching the lake from the west. Will be inbound for runway 8, 9,500.
Big Bear traffic, white Twin Cessna on
I want to go play right there.
I know, right? There's a big field in the middle of nowhere. Alright, let's bring our throttle back.
Big Bear traffic, white Twin Cessna upwind runway 8, left side. We crossing over, making a right downwind. Big Bear is 5 to the east, out of the south, we have inbound from land.
So Big Bear elevation is 6,700.
Traffic at the pattern at Big Bear. Big Bear traffic scanning 17 Romeo is right down with runway 8, got 1 ahead of me. And Big Bear traffic, a white, blue Cherokee 95 Whiskey is up runway 8. Big Bear.
Big Bear traffic, you join, turn into West Crossing up 25, reporting southbound on the slope. Big Bear traffic, white Skycatcher on the upwind at 9,000 for runway 8.
Big Bear traffic, Cessna, white blue Cessna has a beam from runway 8 upwind.
Traffic, red and white Cardinal 1373 Charlie is going to be approaching from the
So
north.
as you can see, I've already done my gum check. My gas is on full tank. Gear is down in 3 green. Mixture and proper
Big Bear traffic
forward.
scanning 17 Romeo right base runway 8, 1 ahead of me.
Big Bear traffic, white blue Cherokee 695 Whiskey.
When I land, I usually do a gumps check like 3 times. So one, when I'm on initial for approach, and then another time fire on downwind, and one last time on short final.
There's some X-rays right downwind when we run 08. I'll stop Big Bear.
And Big Bear traffic, 733 Juliet Whiskey, taking runway 84 eastbound departure. Big Bear traffic, Skywagon 185 Bravo Juliet coming over the ridge, so join right traffic for runway 8. Big Bear.
Big Bear traffic, Skywagon 17 review firm approach, Big Bear.
Turning crosswind, downwind for runway.
So if you look at the Big Bear City Airport's website, there's actually recommended procedures for entering different different runways, depending on if you're coming in from the west, the northwest, the east, and whatnot. The procedure for inbound from the west is to kind of hug the mountains and then set up for a 45 for right downwind on runway 8. And what they want you to do is kind of fly towards the middle of the lake and then dogleg into a right base to final for runway 8.
Everyone's flying every which direction. At least we have planes above us.
Big Bear traffic, Twin Cessna downwind for 1 runway 8.
And Big Bear traffic, 733 Juliet Whiskey, holding short runway 8, Big Bear. Downwind traffic, where you at?
Coming to beam to runway 26.
Do you see a Skywagon off to your left?
I see the Skywagon off my left.
Yellow Beechcraft, 9 Bravo Julia. We're going to be sequencing in behind the traffic 62 Mike on downwind for right traffic for runway 8, 9 Bravo Julia.
Skywagon is there. Might follow you in
runway 8, straight out departure, Big Bear.
Big Bear traffic, helicopter 77 Romeo, turning on light right, 0 8, Big Bear. Big Bear traffic, we're going to actually right south.
Alright, there's our traffic that we're going to sequence behind.
So here I am entering on the 45. I have that traffic that is in front of me.
Big Bear traffic, Skywagon 185 Bravo Juliet is on a right downwind for runway 8, and I have that other Cessna traffic inside. I'll follow you in, Big Bear.
Big Bear traffic, white Skycatcher on base for runway 8. Big Bear traffic.
Big Bear traffic, helicopter 77 Romeo, 2 mile final, 0 8, Big Bear. To the west, we're going to be entering the 45 for right downwind runway 8.
Big Bear traffic, Skyline 94 Quebec 2 south of the dam, inbound right one. Right traffic, runway 8.
There's the next bridge, turn in right. Flight Blue says it's going to be following the helicopter and one.
Do you see that traffic that was in front of us?
Runway 8, turning base.
I see.
Runway 8, White Blue says Big Bear.
Big Bear traffic. Yellow low wing is behind traffic turning on right base. We'll sequence in behind them for runway 8.
You got one more about the middle of the lake that's following that way in Blue Cessna and Big Bear.
Okay, right. Roger that.
That one?
Oh, there's another one out there.
Oh,
right
there's one right there.
Runway 8, numbers on 8. I don't
Yeah,
have
we're
that
going to wait a
yellow.
little bit. I think that's...
Traffic is trying to sequence in behind the
Oh, there he is.
Cessna on fire.
Yeah, we're all trying to...
Flight Blue Cessna on fire. Half a mile.
Huh? We're gonna land behind that guy.
Big Bear traffic, red, white Skywagon, 185 Bravo Juliet, 3 mile final for runway 8, Big Bear.
So this is interesting.
That's the red
I
one.
thought that there was a traffic that was in front of me, and I was going to sequence in behind him. And it's very good of the other pilot that was in the middle of the lake. Honestly, I'm not sure if he made it straight in or he was just on the extended downwind, but I totally didn't see him. And good thing he called out. And after I had visual of him, and
red, white Skywagon,
I made sure he was off my right wing before I turned right base for the setup for runway 8. And I think he was a champ.
Turn final, but I'm going to go ahead and go around.
And probably has a little bit slower approach speed than I do.
Skylane 9 for Quebec is coming up over Bear Mountain or inbound. Right traffic runway 8.
But as you can see in a little bit, I noticed that I'm like catching up to him a little bit too fast, so I'm bringing up flaps. I'm slowing down as much as I can.
We're in sequence behind red and white on final. Runway 8.
Fly Blue Cessna is clearly active. 77 X-rays now, turning right downwind. Looking for that yellow.
Final runway.
Big Bear traffic, red blue gas line, about 2 miles southwest of the airport. We'll be entering right downwind for runway.
I'll slip her in. We're doing 70, a little bit slow, so.
Skylane 9 for Quebec over Moon Ridge on the 45 right traffic runway 8. Looking for the and again, Kilo, where you at?
Alright. Watch out for traffic around here. We don't want anyone to cut us off.
77 X-ray, turning right base for runway 8. Got that yellow traffic inside. Nice pattern.
So I'm not sure why he said nice pattern, but hey, thank you.
Skylane 9 for Quebec, turning down on runway 8, Big Bear.
But check this approach coming up.
Okay, Big Bear traffic, red blue gas line is going to enter traffic, enter behind the traffic, infield, downfield, downwind runway 8.
We may have to go around.
7 X-rays turning final 8.
That's a big prop wash right there.
Are you okay?
Yeah, just some, we were catching his wake turbulence.
Big Bear traffic, red blue gas line.
Alright, we're going around.
45 infield, downwind for runway 8.
So you'll see the champ on the taxiway coming up on the right here. He's just getting off.
Big Bear traffic, Skywag 185 Bravo.
Oh, it's the next one. There he is.
7 X-ray, final runway 8. Final.
Here's up. 9 for Quebec is turning right base runway 8, Big Bear.
Big Bear traffic, the gas
So I
line is
pretty
right
much
downwind
made a
runway 8.
determination that on short final that I was way too close.
Huh? Because that guy was still on the runway.
Yeah, I saw him. He was just
And he's
kind of coasting on the runway.
Bravo X-ray, we're
He wasn't
we'll enter on the 45.
clear of the runway, so I was like, hey, there's no room. I need to go around. Better safe than sorry, right?
West, we're going to be entering the 45 for runway 8.
Roger that.
Skylane 9 for Quebec, turn them off final runway 8, Big Bear.
Big Bear traffic, the gas line is turning right base runway 8. Big Bear.
Big Bear 7 X-ray. Delta.
Blue 150 taking off, and you'll right down with departure Big Bear traffic.
Yeah, you're just taking off on 1.5 mile final.
Big Bear traffic, yellow, low wing, we're on the right rocket. We're runway 8.
Big Bear. 9 for Quebec, quarter mile final runway 8.
The sheets of snow on the roofs are so pretty.
I know, right?
And Big Bear traffic, gas line turning final for runway
8. Big Bear traffic, yellow low wing, we're on the right. Yeah, wait for runway 8. Alright, let's drop our gears.
Big Bear traffic, Cherokee 90915 Whiskey is 10 miles from 2,500. Big Bear traffic, you have a white blue 172 turning right crosswind. Or away, Big Bear traffic.
9 for Quebec, clear the active.
Big Bear traffic, train 210 Bravo X-ray over Bear Mountain for the 45 right downwind, runway 8, Big Bear, for traffic.
Big Bear traffic, 724 Sierra Papa, we're about 4 miles to the southwest. We're going to be joining the 45 for runway 8.
Big Bear traffic, white Skycatcher, departing runway 8, Big Bear traffic.
And Big Bear traffic, Scathlon's clear of runway 8.
Alright, so everyone's clear. That's good. We're doing 75.
Big Bear traffic, this is 73 November X-ray on right downwind for runway 8, Big Bear traffic.
So just setting up for a normal pattern here. Just past the landing point, so slowing the engine down and
what runway are you
descending at 500 feet per minute. You know, actually I extended on downwind a little bit because I have to be in Silver Lake.
Go in the upwind.
Alright, Big Bear traffic, yellow runway, turning right speed for runway, Big Bear. And Big Bear traffic, 10 Bravo X-ray is turning 45 for right downwind, runway 18.
I think you mean runway 8, not 18.
Correct, runway 8.
That happens.
Figure out where I'm at in a second.
No worries, we're all here.
Yes, we are. And Big Bear traffic, you have a white blue 172 on our right down departure going to the west. Big Bear traffic. Big Bear traffic, 724 Sierra Papa. We're 3 miles to the south of the field. We're going to be entering the 45 for runway 8.
So it's kind of like a dog leg into a downwind. Alright, I'm sorry, a
Big Bear
downwind.
traffic, Skywagon 20 Charlie.
Dog leg
coming
into
up on the
final
dam.
here
We're
on
about a
runway
mile and a
8.
half south of the dam.
Because there
8500
is
will be
a
over
little
on the
bit of
north
hill
side of the field, then we'll cross over
on the
for
approach end.
right downwind runway 8, Big Bear.
Big Bear traffic, Cherokee 90915 Whiskey is over Fawn Skin, staying on the north side. I'll be doing a crosswind and entering the pattern. Big Bear.
Adding a little bit down. Just trying to keep the plane above the runway. And there we go. Touchdown.
That was a nice landing.
And it was.
Aero braking.
Big Bear traffic, 210 Bravo X-ray is established right downwind, runway 8 in the field.
Big Bear traffic, green RV is 10 miles to the west for left traffic, runway 8, Big Bear.
Big Bear traffic, yellow runway clear, runway 8 on Echo. Big Bear.
Big Bear traffic, Cessna 724 Sierra Papa, just entered the right downwind for runway 8, following traffic, we're number 2.
Big Bear traffic, Cherokee 90644 Juliet, over Snow Valley at 9,500. We are just going to fly through. We'll stay to the south of the lake. Big Bear.
And Skywagon
Yeah, so I think the actual
Charlie,
flight
we're
time was
just over the
closer
lake,
to
8,500 feet.
probably
We'll
like
be crossing on the
40 minutes or so, because we had to wait on the ground for the emergency
but from the time when I started my wristwatch for the 30-minute counters.
But that's pretty much it, guys. This is Big Bear Airport. If you get a chance in the future, definitely make this as one of your bucket list airports to come to, especially during winter time after a good snow. Lots of, I mean, you'll see when you park, there's snow everywhere. So if you have little kids, you know, they'll enjoy it because they can just literally play on the side of the ramp in transient parking, and you know, just snow everywhere.
Is there parking for us?
And the FBO is super nice, you know. I believe there's a lady by the name of Ann there, very helpful. And I think there's a shuttle. One of the pilots here that I met, he told me that the shuttle is running now, so I think And I don't know if it's like $10 per person or $20 per ride, but you pay them that fee and they'll drive you anywhere.
One of the last spots, dear.
Yeah.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video, especially if you watched the entire thing. I know it's very long, but hey, this is a new format I'm trying out. Let me know if you like it in the comments, and if you haven't done so, please subscribe and press that thumbs up, and I really appreciate your support. I'm gonna try to put up more videos in the future. Alright, thank you, and I'll talk to you next time. Need you to hold the brakes.
Okay.
And welcome to Big Bear.